You gotta keep the
And
same. You
I'm
gotta keep the
with
same thing going.
Tristan, as always, my Arsenal fan, and Josh. Sorry, go on. I'll let you lead. Sorry.
Aye, you could take the reins
No,
if you
no,
really
please,
wanted to.
please. I'll let you.
Aye, we can take the. Aye, welcome back to another episode of The Last Call. I'm your host, Shigs. I'm here as always, week in, week out. We're here to go through another week in the Premier League and another week where Liverpool lost, but hey, we'll get into that. Today, I got Prince with me. Aye, as it is always, celebrating Chelsea winning against Wolves. Aye, it is what it is.
Oh, dare
I
you
don't know if that was a
celebrate,
tough victory. We got Trist here. He's a
Hey,
little. I think he's still a little bit happy this weekend. Maybe it wasn't what he wanted, but hey, that you keep it going. We got
Good.
Josh back on since the last time. Man, you've gone on a little run. He's probably feeling a little bit better, but we'll get into it
Man,
as we
like
go
the
this
lick.
week. Hey, listen. They got lucky though. They
I'm
got
glad you
lucky.
clocked on. I'm glad you clocked on.
even the lick celebration, he was thinking about you, Tristan. I know he was.
Hey, he said it. Hey, the link come through. Hey, but it's always Man U defenders coming through for them. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know when their top striker's gonna come through for them.
No,
But-
for real, man.
they
It's
just
all the
thinking
Hey.
time. I mean, listen, we're
Aye,
the best signing of the window anyway, so.
Alright, but before we get into it, please like, subscribe, follow, listen to us on all social platforms or wherever you can grab podcasts from. Please follow us and then keep supporting the show as we keep trying to grow. But let's kick things off. Right, last game of the weekend. I was coming to this game a little bit like, we beat Real Madrid. Thought, okay, maybe we're back on track. But after the first 10 minutes, I was like, bro, we are not ready. We are not here for this game at all. We looked slow, couldn't press. City had a good game plan, I'll give them that. They knew our right side of our defence can't play, can't build up. So they was like, have the ball. We'll see what you can do. And we couldn't do nothing from that. Doku probably had the game of his life. I've never seen that guy actually have end product at the end of these runs, not just miss kicking balls or like getting dead crosses in, but he actually had a great game. Haaland scored as always, got his customer goal, even though he missed the penalty. Gonzalez got off deflected, but Liverpool wasn't at it. There was that controversial goal. Maybe that would have changed things a little bit, but hey, we weren't at it and they deserved it. And City deserved that win. Prince, is it worrying to you seeing City this sharp and this ready to go? Like, or do you think maybe they came out and just beat a Liverpool team that wasn't at it?
No, it's not worrying for me at all. But I'm not competing with City for the title. If anyone needs to be worried, it's Tristan, because one thing I wouldn't want is City chasing me, Pep chasing his son. I don't think Arteta wants that personally. So yeah, look, City did what they had to do today. They performed very well. They isolated their fullbacks perfectly. Conor Bradley had a worldie against Vinny the other day. It was a tough day today against Doku. But like you said, credit to Doku as well. I've never seen him perform like that. Never seen him put in a performance that did. Everything he was doing was just coming off. So if this is the Doku that we can see going forward and the consistency, we might have to be talking about him with the wingers that we speak about, because the way he displayed today was unreal. And even to get the goal as well as that, yeah, it was perfect. But yeah, Liverpool, it's tough for you lot right now. I think all them vulnerabilities that we spoke about in previous episodes just showed today. He just had your number. Haaland can miss a pen and they can still win and he can still score. Yeah, I don't think the disallowed goal was controversial personally to me, because he was in line with the goalkeeper. He's in line sight, and I believe if that was the other way around, you would be screaming the same thing. So
literally, they scored a goal last season of the exact same goal and they allowed it.
Did they actually?
And what was it? Bernardo Silva literally ducked down in front of the goalkeeper and they allowed it against Wolves. You could go check it out.
No, listen.
Stay on the internet, but hey,
you would remember it more than me. Obviously, it's still So, but
I did it. I saw it as someone.
Yeah,
but
no.
Look,
for me, I felt
you have them guys.
Yeah, no, I felt like that wasn't controversial. However, in line or not, that goal was going in. That was a great header. It was a great header. Yeah, he done what they done, and now to see that City are the ones that are going to be chasing Arsenal, I'm very happy about that, because I feel like if Liverpool were chasing Arsenal, maybe they'd feel a lot better about themselves. I don't think Tristan's going to be too happy with Man City chasing them down, and this is where we're going to really see if Arsenal are about what they say.
It'll be interesting to see. But if we come to you, Tris, like now the gap's been cut down because it's 4 points now. Or is it 4 or 3? It should be 4.
I'll double
4
check.
behind. Yeah, there were 6 behind, and then they got the point. So now it's 4 behind.
4 behind.
Does that pressure? Do you feel that pressure, or do you feel like we've still got a nice little buffer and we've got him in wraps as it is?
To be honest, 4 points isn't a lot. Obviously, that's a win and a draw. But yeah, man, just take every game as it comes. Obviously, this is a big result for them. They've done fantastically to get the win out of you in such a convincing fashion. Obviously, it doesn't look too good. As Prince said, you don't want to have City breathing down your neck. They've done this many a time before. Yeah, man, they're not new to this. This is what they do. They chase, or they've chased us down twice already. So I'm very familiar with the feeling. I don't like it. I'm not comfortable, and just have to, yeah, man, try and weather the storm. In terms of Liverpool, man, boy, that was interesting. They targeted well, not even they didn't target Konate, but they just let him have the ball. Like they was like, yeah, man, do what you want to do. It was incredible to watch, man. The frailties were there to be seen, man. It was very interesting. And the second goal, man, what do you think about Van Dijk's defending on that one? Obviously, if he fully committed, do you reckon he could have potentially stopped that? But he just like done his little sidestep business, and obviously it deflects
But that was
him.
the whole team. Like, so, nah, that was the whole
What's
team,
going
though.
on?
Like,
Nah,
bro,
do you know what, man?
someone should have
I
been
feel
out
like
quicker.
at
He should have
1-0,
been
it was
more
still
ready.
there
I don't
for
even
you
know
to
what's
get
going.
back into
Like,
the game, man.
yeah, but they
What's
look.
going
If
on?
you see before that corner he was even taken, it's like they take that short corner and it's like, bro, we're scrolling out. Like, man are strolling out. You're like, why is no one pushing up? And then it's like the ball goes down to the edge. It's like, why is no one closing him down? It's like at that point we looked like they looked defeated. Like, in terms of like there was like no energy out there. But I'm gonna touch on that point with Konate. The team's done that last season. But one, we had Trent, so it's like, okay, Konate he has Trent right next to him, so he can give it to Trent. Whereas now it's like he gives it to Bradley. It's like he ain't got the thing. So we always had that outlet before. But I think it's just I personally am of the opinion, like, in some games, like, you might need to drop McAllister. Like, at this moment, he's just not there for me. He's not. Like, I'd rather Jones there, because I know what Jones will do is he'll go to that right back position and be like, I'll take the ball. Like, because he'll see that and be like, I want the ball. I'll run all the way there, get the ball, and then I can play. Whereas then we had no one. Like, they just left them two on the ball, and it's like someone needs to go get the ball off them because they can't do it. Like, so. And you see City, what they were doing was, every time was like, rather Cherky or Foden or Bernardo were dropping really deep to get on the ball so that then they could play out from there. Whereas we was just leaving them to, and it was like, well, they're not pressing us, so you can't play into Gravenberch because he can't turn. So someone has to go and get the ball to be able to play forward. But we didn't have no one that was doing that. So that's why I'd have rather started Jones, because I think Jones would have done. And you could even see when he came on, even though it was losing 3-0 by there, you could see there was a little bit more impetus when he goes and gets the ball. Like, there's just a little bit, the uptick of it. And it's like, we got to use that sometimes. It's just some games is better. Especially, I think, away from home, he would probably be better, because then he can, like, get on the ball, he could get us playing, and then you can go from there, sort of thing. And then you see how you go. But, I'll come to you, Josh. Like, from your how you're seeing the game, what do you make of the two teams? Do you think City now is like pushing for Liverpool, pushing for the title? You think Liverpool are completely out of it, or maybe it's like just for them just go top four? What's your thoughts on it so far?
I think in terms of the title, City was always going to be the team which is going to push Arsenal the most this season, especially after Liverpool fell off. City was the only team left who can actually mount up that challenge if they need to. So City are definitely going to go for the title. I think they are at the moment looking like Arsenal's potential worst enemy in terms of coming for the title. But I think it's also worked out in the favor of City that this Liverpool squad is lacking some sort of identity right now. I think last season it was easier to play because they just lost Klopp and Ancelotti came in. It made a few changes, not like big changes. Now this season has come where he has to make big changes. He's lost Trent. And one thing I'll say, like, for example, the Bradley thing you just touched about, Trent, when he played and Liverpool in possession, Trent kind of played a hybrid thing. He didn't play that overlapping winger. So, like, in midfield, you always have an extra person in Trent to get the ball to, and it also made things easy as well. But now there's no one like that. Bradley is a natural fullback. He wants to invert and go forward a bit and all that. Or if he's staying, he's going to be hugging wide. He's not going to be coming inside. All of a sudden, when Konate has the ball, and Dyke is swamped, the two pivot players are swamped. Now he's just like, what do I do? Like, besides just putting the ball up, which he has to do at the end of the play. So you don't have players who can receive the ball. There's no progression. They're on you, like on the press. That's what's going on. So I think Slot really needs to. He's got puzzle pieces he can't fit together at the moment, in my opinion. That until he does that, he can't regularly get wins. Yes, Real Madrid, I think that was just two teams meeting and the pressure on Liverpool kind of made them win, but both of them tactically were not great in that game, in my opinion. It was a great game to watch and great win for Liverpool. Tactically, there was nothing in there. Now, today, he got found out, Slot. And I think he's getting more found out in the Premier League because managers are more aware of that. So from City's point of view, they just need to work on consistency. That's it. And I think they'll be Arsenal's main rivals for the title. Liverpool, if Slot cannot actually get his tactics together, actually put the pieces together, see how he wants to play, because I think the pivot is playing too forward as well. They're not dropping deeper to give a chance to get the ball to actually then carry it forward, like you were saying. Liverpool look a mess right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's gone too much of the last. That's why I keep saying like he needs to play Jones. He's the only one I'd say that midfielder that can get the ball to keep the tempo. Like what Arsenal got is Zubimendi. He's the tempo setter, so he's always there to get the ball off the defenders. Whereas at the moment, it's like we've got no one like, because like you said, like the point he keeps making is like teams don't want to press us, because if you do press us, that means Gravenberch can just turn and he's gone, and now you've got Spacey. So it's like teams are like, we're just not gonna press him because he will turn you. So if we don't press him, he can't do that, and if you can't do that, he's not the strongest. Like, oh, I'm gonna break a line with my pass. That's not him. He's like, he can turn you and then he's gone. So it's like, if teams are not gonna press, you got to find another way, which means you need someone to get on the ball and set the tempo or play it forward. But look, for me, the title, I ain't even worried about that. I'm just gonna spend the next 6 months enjoying my Premier League title. I can enjoy the memories of the parade. We'll go for the Champions League instead, because that title is long gone.
Is this not the same guy that
you forget that title?
Every week he's been like, it's okay, it's all part of the plan, it's all part. Now you don't care about the
Hey, it's okay, but we're out of the title race. Hey, it's okay, but I'm saying we're out of the title race. So what am I gonna try to fight? Hey, what if we went on to win the title? It would be the craziest title ever, and I don't see. So you're gonna ask, what is it? Arsenal to drop the next 3-4 games, and City to do the same. Like, be realistic. We can be realistic. That's very. And then us to go undefeated. Basically, us to go undefeated for the rest of the season.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, you might as well forget
Pep
that one.
Guardiola
Champions
had
League is there
a
though.
fantastic press conference where he said you can't win the title in November, but you can lose the title in November.
Again, man.
It's not easy.
Liverpool
lost this title
I don't know what
in
you're
November.
saying. I know it's good though. Whatever you're saying is good. I want to hear it as well. I really want to hear it. But he's doing the lag thing.
Nah.
Interestingly, there.
You'll hear it in the post edit.
I'm gonna forget that.
Can't hear him. What's going on?
Maybe we'll cover it.
Actually, now we're gonna move on away from Liverpool, and I don't want to do that without hearing what he's got to say.
See, you're really trying to put the pressure on us.
Just on that note, an interesting thing I found out. So in 2024-2025, after 10 matches, Liverpool had 25 points and Arsenal had 18 at this point. And then coming into this weekend, Arsenal had 25 points and Liverpool had 18. Just FYI. So anything can still happen. I mean, the Premier League is fickle. Anything can happen. So I still think Liverpool are in for the title.
Nah, anything can happen, but be realistic. Unless somehow we flip the form like crazy. Because it's not even like, okay, Arsenal can't lose the next game and then we win and then it's closer. It's the consistency. At this moment, we don't have the consistency to build the wins. You need that consistency. And normally you see it. Teams at the start of the season normally get that consistency. Like if we had lost 1 or 2, you'd be like, yeah, cool. Like it's fine. But because we what's that 5th loss in the Premier League? But no one wins the Premier League on 5 losses. If we won the Premier League with 5 losses, this would be the worst league ever. Like that would be you should not be winning no league with 5 losses. But again, the only way I could say we'd win it is us going undefeated from now to the end of this. Basically undefeated. That's not gonna happen. So I'm a logical person. Hey, you can forget the title. Let's focus. There's FA Cup there. There's Champions League there. Hey, go focus on them. Like,
no, but we've said that though.
I'm not saying we're a bad team and then fixing.
We're saying that the Prem's a lot stronger than it was previously. So it is very possible that teams can pick up losses more so this year than previous times. I feel it's very unbalanced.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. But look at Arsenal. Like they don't concede. See, if it was like Arsenal or like City, where it's like they've had a couple losses or they shipped a lot of goals. Not shipped a lot of goals, but shipped some goals in certain games. You go, okay, yeah. But it's like where they don't concede, they're always gonna be a game. Obviously, they're gonna have the odd loss or maybe the odd draw, but it's not gonna be like because now what is it now? It's 8 points, so we'll need them to lose 3 games. 3 games and then us keep winning. That's what I'm saying. They would have to go on like a run like we did, where maybe they lose like 2 games and draw 1, and then you're like, okay, maybe. But then again, then you're asking City to do the same, like draw 1, lose 1. So that's why I'm like, and then when Pep gets it rolling, it's long for him to get to stop. So
yeah. Well, you're down bad,
Hey,
innit?
you
You're
just
down
gotta
bad
take it.
right
Hey,
now.
you gotta take it as it comes. Nah, man, it's just hey, you gotta be realistic. Hey, can we go win the champs? Hey, I done the Prem last season. Let me enjoy being champion for the next couple of months. Can we go get the champs? I'm like, hey, Champions League. Hey, you go league and champs. Hey, we're good.
Yeah.
You can't take more than that.
Fair.
Let's move on. We ain't even got our resident Arsenal fan here, but we'll move it on and
Hopefully
see where
joins.
hopefully he can join us. But I was watching this game and I was hoping, Sunderland do something for me. And as soon as that Sunderland started well, and I was like, okay, they're at home. I could see them doing something because I think, like I've said in previous episode, with Arsenal, you can't let them start well or get you on a set piece because once they have that, they'll shut up shop and the game's done. But when they started off well, I was like, okay, they look like they could do something. Got the goal, deserved goal of Ballard, which was a great finish. Had a great finish as well. Second half comes, Arsenal get it going. They start to control the game. They start to dominate. Sunderland, I believe, fell into their own hands and they let Arsenal back into the game so early when they didn't need to. And then when they got back into it off a mistake, then they scored another goal. I'm thinking, oh yeah, Arsenal, well done. They got their thing. They showed they got the grit. They're back now. They won the game. But look, Sunderland Stadium of Light, they don't give up. They kept going, scored a great goal. I don't even know how he hit that, saw that and hit that. But game ended 2-2. If I come to you, Prince, does this signal that, hey, we've still got a long title race and there's still going to be ups and downs and Arsenal still have, like we've said, like I've said, I know you said, like that vulnerability where it's like, if they don't get that set piece goal and get their head, like they don't create much. Like, they don't always create so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pressure is on maybe a little because when you've won 10 straight in a row and then you can't see a 2-1 away game like that, it does hint that there's a slight bit more pressure now, especially for the next fixture after the break. Maybe you could argue that the breaks come at a really good time for Arsenal now. To drop points at Sunderland is not something that they would be hoping for, of course. I think, yeah, I'm not going to say that it's massively points. Like you said, you're going to draw games, you're going to lose. I think it would have been worse if they lost. But to draw, it's not the end of the world. It's not easy to go to some of these stadiums and dominate largely and take over and easily win now. So yeah, I think credit to Sunderland as well. They made that game very difficult for Arsenal. They made it like a scrap and they did all they can to sort of stay in the fight. I think, like you said, the big mistake for that first goal, you don't have that much time on the ball in that middle of the field, especially with the players that Arsenal got around that area. And then it was a great finish by Saka. Probably could ask more of the goalkeeper in that aspect, but yeah. And then that last goal was just like, I think when you see the added time, you could just feel that something's going to happen. You could feel it. Arsenal had 10 men behind the ball. They were just, and I was like, yeah, something's going to happen. And then, yeah, maybe you could question Raya for his decision making there. Probably didn't need to come and interact with the play as such. Maybe if he stayed on his line, he deals with that quite comfortably. But yeah, I'd say that it's more pressure for Arsenal now for their next fixture. And let's see what can happen there. I'm not sure who they've got next. Maybe Forest or something like that. I could be wrong. But yeah, that fixture is going to be more important to see if this is really a pressure situation or they'll just return back to the usual Arsenal. But I know a lot of Arsenal fans are speaking about the injured players that they've got and the people that they're going to have coming back. Maybe this could help them out in a different way.
From
But
what he said, yeah,
yeah, it was
it
nice to see
definitely
Arsenal
was.
draw. Let's say
Like
that.
you
It was
could
nice
tell
to
in the
see
game
Arsenal
that
draw.
Arsenal, like I feel like maybe Sunderland have shown what, and I feel like what when we played them, we also showed to play Arsenal, you have to be very physical with them. You can't let them up physically. You have to show them that you're ready for the challenge. So do you think as a Sunderland have also shown like how that it's possible to beat Arsenal and go toe to toe with Arsenal, Josh?
Yeah, I think the thing I got from that game was Sunderland did not back down. I think with other teams you see, they kind of like they have a slow start against Arsenal because they're expecting Arsenal to come at them. They're expecting like a fight and all that. Sunderland were up for the fight from the very first like whistle. Sunderland were up for it. They're up in Arsenal faces. They were doing everything after he was on the ground. Sunderland were up for it. Like Shaka didn't care that it was Arsenal before. They were up for it and whatnot. So I think they were up for the challenge. It was a physical game, and I just love the fact that off a set piece, Arsenal conceded. So even at their own game, Sunderland were trying well. So I think it was just like, we are here. We're going to make it hell for you. You're not going to just come on and just get the points and all that. So great fight from Sunderland. That last goal as well. Like, Raya could have done so much better. I think there was some miscommunication between Raya and Gabriel there. And Gabriel, I think that was kind of cheap of him as well. Like literally trying to get the head injury when A, he was pulling down Robbie's shirt. And then B, he got pushed by Raya down below and there was no contact. So very cheap from Gabriel there, in my opinion. But credit to Sunderland, I would say. Even to Arsenal, to be fair, when coming back down, because they were down, isn't it, 1-0 for the most of the game, coming back up again to do 2-1. So great call from Arsenal. But I think Sunderland just showed that you shouldn't be afraid of Arsenal. You can go at them at their own game. At set pieces, match them up, you'll concede. Be physical with them. Because these guys are used to being soft. Look at Gabriel. Like, that was soft for me. I don't care. Like, why holding the shirt and going, no, just stand up. So I think if more teams go at Arsenal the way that Sunderland did, there'll be problems for Arsenal.
Chris, yeah, whilst we do have you, we kind of spoke on the things like if Sunderland had shown like to beat Arsenal, you can't allow them to out physical you. You have to go for them. You can't if you just sit there and like you're already waiting for the set piece, a little bit scared. Like even see the tactic they done this week. They brought the line in. They done brought the border in so that Arsenal couldn't get no long throws. Even though they had their own long throw, but I'm guessing he didn't need as much space. But like you have to go there to out tactic them, out maneuver them, out strength them, show them physicality. Do you think this is a weakness for Arsenal, Trist, or do you think maybe it's just Sunderland tough on away game and that's about it?
To be honest, I don't think our physicality is a weakness. Obviously,
not your physicality, but like if teams will come back with the physicality,
team come back with the physicality. Yeah, man. But I feel like there was a bit more than that this game, if I'm being honest with you. Like the way they approached it in every aspect of it, they made it a tough game. I don't feel like, obviously as well, with Dan Bullard, or Ballard, should I say, he used to be an Arsenal player. You have Xhaka in there. There's a bit more for them to give, if you get what I'm saying. I don't feel like every team's got that in them, I'll be honest. But yeah, man. Obviously, you have to give Sunderland their flowers. They performed very, very, very well in every aspect. They made it very, very tough for us. But I feel like we lacked a bit of a clinical edge to our game. There was a few chances that we made that we could have put away, and it'd be a different game. But obviously, that's if, buts, and maybes. We have to do better. Obviously, we could talk about the other aspects of the game, but obviously, I don't feel like you might want to hear that today.
No, let's hear it.
What excuses have you got, please?
We won't talk about excuses. Obviously, I feel like we did as well as we could have with the team we have available. Obviously, going 1-0 down, showing incredible fight. Well, bro, every team has injuries. We have to deal with them the same way. You understand? Chill out, man. You're very thirsty for it today.
Well, that's what you're referring to.
You won't catch me.
Because what I saw in the group chat was, the injuries that we have. That's what I saw. Is that what you're referring to?
When you look at it, how many attacking players do we have missing? You know, like players that can come on and change the game and decide the game by themselves. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know, we have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. Obviously, every team has.
You might spend money as well. Hey,
we spend money.
You might spend money. Hey, that's,
I don't get.
Hey, you got players there. That's what you got the players there for. Bro, that's what everyone's got the players there.
But this is it. We went 1-0 down. We showed fight to get back in the game. Did we not? Like,
no, they played well.
Don't get it twisted. This was definitely 2 points dropped. Sunderland performed like very, very well to get what they got out of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Do you honestly think of how many teams can come and do that to us? I don't know. There's not many.
There's teams that can, but it's teams like I've said with Arsenal, you can't let them come and score a set piece in the first. Like if a lot of the teams that let them come and score a set piece in the first 10 minutes. It's as soon as you do that, the game's done because there's very few teams that could overcome that. Not many can, and it's a thing of if you allow them that opportunity to get ahead, they're so solid. Like they don't let you create many chances. Like you're not gonna be able to. You have to attack Arsenal set pieces. You have to attack them. Even if it's their set piece, you have to be the ones to be the aggressor to attack. Like if you let them do the things they want to do, it's like that's when it becomes a wrap. But there's a couple of teams that could do it. That could do that. Like I'm surprised when Palace played you, they didn't. They kind of. Like I said, Europe's gonna kill them.
They tried to.
They did try.
We did it. We were just unlucky. We gave you a game. Like, without that set piece, I'm putting it out there. Like I think we had 7 shots on target against you lot. But I mean,
you forget today wasn't cool. Well, not today, but yesterday you equalised from a set piece. Set pieces are very much a part of the game. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
All of you have benefited from set pieces, you know, whether you want to admit it or not.
No. I'm not even.
Hey, set pieces up. Hey, but listen to what you say. Set pieces are part of the game, not the whole game.
Not the whole game. Exactly.
And when has that been our whole game? Is that? Do you think that's our whole game?
All right. Listen.
Do you think it's a strong weapon that we have?
Statistically speaking, this season it's been a large part.
Set pieces have been
a large part.
70%.
We can pull up the numbers again.
Oh man, do your thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, they would have helped. Yes, they would have helped. They scored 2 goals without set
They did.
pieces. So yes, they would have
Trossard
helped.
scored a great goal as well, I have to say. I don't know if I cut out that,
Yeah.
but Trossard's goal was
That
lovely.
was
That was a goal.
Yeah,
Especially when
man.
you need
Nah,
it.
he's a clutch player. It's just
Trossard is
this is it.
clutch. I'll give him that.
When you
He's
look at the
clutch.
2 goals we conceded, when you look at the 2 goals we conceded, both of those 2 goals are brilliant. You know what I mean? Like when you actually like break down the quality of those goals, like to beat our defense, they're the type of goals you have to score. I don't feel like teams have got that week in, week out. You know, to do it twice on a day is fantastic from Sunderland.
I think the
can't
first goal was
discount them.
brilliant.
But the second goal was brilliant
I
as
don't know
well.
about the second goal though.
It was
a
fine.
brilliant finish, but it was a brilliant finish, but
Yeah, man, it was design.
yeah, but
It was clear
I'm
design.
I'm questioning Raya in that action of play. I'm questioning Raya.
I know you was questioning Raya, but to be honest, man, I feel like in that scenario, it was very much at the end of the game, he got got a bit of a yard on Gabriel, stuck his foot out and done what he done. You know, I understand the discourse in terms of it being a high foot or whatever, but I'm not really hearing that. You know, obviously we have to just we have to take it on the chin, you know, and move on. You know, obviously we've got Tottenham our next game. That is a big game for
You
us
got Tottenham
to correct what we've done. Yeah,
they
man.
go to after international. No, but look, we'll save that. We'll get that into.
Fair,
We'll
fair.
get into that at the
Can I
at
just
the
say
end of the
something
show.
before we leave this
Yeah.
topic? I just want to say 3 things. Maybe 2 things actually. First of all,
Short and sweet.
just to shut down any other rumors there. Arsenal fans, the last team to have this great defensive record was United 08-09. Went 14 league games consecutively without conceding. So as great as your defense is, please, I don't want to hear, oh, this is the greatest partnership, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Vidic and Ferdinand will always be the best partnership. I will say this. Hands down, let's not come against whatever.
Not Terry them, man. I conceded only 15 the whole season.
that's what I was about to say.
I know. Now, they conceded 15, 14 league games without conceding. I mean, fair play to Arsenal. They have a great defense, obviously, but I don't want to hear this, like it's better than the Vidic and Ferdinand. Nah, even if you win the title, I don't want to hear it. But I'll also say that, to be fair, like I said, fair play to Arsenal because they went down. They showed fight, to be fair, and just a last-minute thing that, you know, that happened.
Sure,
and
yeah.
to be fair, I just think if you start clicking a bit more, like I think you're probably the favorites to win the title, in my opinion, regardless of this. I think Sunderland's a great team. On that, I want to just say the first thing is, so the Sunderland team has not lost in 9, I think, or something like that, but Man United beat them. FYI. Great.
Shameless.
Hey,
I'm gonna put it out there.
man, these lot ain't won it. These lot gone 5 games not without getting beaten. They're just talking again.
It makes me sick.
I love them. All right, but before we move on from this topic, let's just give a big shout out to Sunderland, like their manager and their team. They're doing their stuff this season. So hopefully they keep going, and it looks like they're gonna be here to stay. But let's move. We'll move on to the next game. Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2. Like in this game as well, I was like, anything could happen. Either team could get battered, and it could be a whitewash. It could be a crazy game of like goals, whatnot. Like you never know. Like the way these two plays, 1 minute they're good, 1 minute they're not. So it was a 12:30 kickoff. I was like, well, anything could happen in this sort of game. But man, you got a good lead. Tottenham came back after they made some subs and changed some stuff. Richarlison thought he got the winner, took off his top. Second time by that means that it's happened to him before. Second time it's happened to him. So he took off his top, celebrated, thought he won it, just for the lit to come back in the last minute and score an equaliser. Like that's the second time it's happened to Richarlison. Like so, hey, he's bound to get one at one point where he can actually be the winner. But Josh, we'll come to you as a United fan. How do you take the game snatching the point late? Do you feel like it just keeps you guys going, or do you think maybe we should have how we started the game, we should have probably finished it off a bit better?
I think it's bittersweet because last season the 2 games just drawn and the 2 games that have lost, you know what I mean? So the fact that we've drawn these games that are losing is a bit of progress. As sad as it is that we're counting draws as progress, it is progress. I think the kick in the nuts comes in when you realize that we're leading both games for a long period of time, and we should have capitalized on that. Having led for so long and to come out with only a point is kind of a rubbish feeling. But at the same time, the fact that we then rescued the point is kind of like a feat of all. So it's kind of like mixed emotions. So I'm not like overly like, disappointed with it. I mean, it is disappointing, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, we finished 15th last season. We were rubbish. So we need to come back to a point where we're decent actually before actually mounting up a challenge for top 4. What I'd also say just shows that we still need to work on this squad because the team was fine. The changes are made, and the changes that came in were not as quality as the players were on, and the game was lost then as well. So that's another thing. So obviously we still need to make more improvements. And I think as well, the one thing which is nagging me is that Bruno Fernandes thing. Because look at it, he got the assist for the equalizer. You see, so his quality, he always has goal contributions, always creating chances. In possession, like when we have possession, actually, we're good. Because Fernandes has the ball, he can create chances, whatever. Out of possession is the exact same thing. Casemiro has been fantastic for us, but every time Casemiro comes off and someone else comes on, we lose the plot because Casemiro is now used to, I have to cover myself and Fernandes, you know what I mean? So he's got the mental IQ, even though the legs aren't there, he can still cover. When you bring in someone like Ugarte, who's just more energy than brain, you know what I'm saying? Like, he loses the marker and then he scores the goal, whatever. So I think that I know it's very polite, but I think that's where we fall apart. Bruno Fernandes, defensively, as part of that too, does not work. And I think that's where Amorim has to kind of learn to get the balls to either remove Fernandes completely or change something up top to fit Fernandes up there. Because I cannot keep having Bruno in that midfield because the same thing's going to keep on happening every single time. So we need to change that. I think that's the one thing. Everything else is I'm happy with. I'm happy with our defense. Delete has been a monster. I'm happy with the attack. Mbeumo is doing the Lord's work. Ahmad is fantastic. Cunha is, like frustrating teams, even though without the goal contributions. That midfield for me is where the season is going to be won or lost for me personally. So bittersweet, better than we were last season. Just hope we just kind of get more wins consistently. But yeah, that's it.
Nah, I think not getting Europe or win the Europe is a godsend for Man United. Because if they had Europe this season, they would be finished. I think that is literally the godsend. It's literally giving them, like I said at the start, it's giving them a week, each week to go, Sunday to Saturday. Okay, this is what we're going to do. The manager can drill in his idea of the formation, where you need to be all week long. Because if there was like Europa League or Champions League or whatever, then you wouldn't be able to do that or have the time to do that. And then it would be like, you have to move the players around more, can't get the best starting level. You'd be seeing Ugarte more, like Casemiro wouldn't be able to do 3 games in a week. So it's a godsend, and they're reaping the best of it at the moment, I think like I said, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they get like the Champions League place or Europe. I wouldn't be surprised if they got Champions League, but I just think maybe their proper challenge will come next season, because if they still have the same type of players in the squad, how is he going to be able to come back playing midweek and the week? So, but look, for them it's all right. In terms of Spurs, fam, at this point, I think they're lacking creativity. They need someone there to be able to create. Like, they just can't at the moment. I think he was a bit better. He didn't play Paulinho and Bentancur because it's like they'll need them to. He played Sark, got Xavi Simons more in the middle instead of out wide. So I think that helped them a little bit. Prince, in terms of like Tottenham's inconsistency, what are your thoughts on it? And why do you think they're so inconsistent at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think just defensively, really, that's where I'm concerned. And I was surprised because at the start of the season, when I looked at the backline of Tottenham, I thought they'd be a lot stronger defensively. But they're showing some, like, for the first goal, it was a matter of just clearing the ball. And sometimes in stages like that, you just clear the ball long. But they were doing a lot around the area, and then luckily pings out to Diallo, puts a beautiful cross into Mbeumo for a great header. But yeah, I think Tottenham are forever going to be inconsistent. It's just a Spursy thing. It's just where it's going to be. And yeah, I agree. Attacking wise, they're lacking that spark of someone that can just create. But that's what Xavi Simons has been brought in to do. Obviously, he's going to need a little bit more time to adapt. But I'm worried about Tottenham conceding a lot of chances, and I actually feel that for the large part of the game, when Man U were up, they invited a lot of pressure from Tottenham, which made Tottenham look a lot better than what they were actually performing in that game. Obviously, when Man United went down to the 10 men, that's when the concern came for United. I thought, right, if 10 men, there's no way. And luckily, a set piece saved your day. Yeah, credits to De Ligt for the set piece. I know we spoke a lot about him on here before. Tristan's not his biggest fan. And obviously we saw him celebrate to Tristan in particular, telling him to just relax himself. But yeah, no, leaving it there. Tottenham just defensively just going to be inconsistent all season. I feel like Man U kind of flattered Tottenham at parts in the game, allowed them to have chances. I feel like that game was there for Man U to put to bed. They just didn't put the game to bed.
I do think Tottenham, they need to just get back to, like you said, their inconsistencies, but they need to get a doggy back in. Like, Spence on the left is not like getting played on the right. They don't need Poro is not. I think he's still quite weak defensively. So I think if they could get a doggy, Van der Ven, Romero, Spence, I think they'll be alright defensively. I'm not too worried about them defensively. For my eyes, it's more what are they doing, because they're just like you could see it in every big team or every team now. It's like all the defenders have lapses of like, bro, like what are you doing? You could be doing so. Other than Arsenal, all of them have that. What are you doing? And but it's more what can you do when you have the ball? Because it's like if you're putting pressure the other way, it's like at the moment they're not putting pressure the other way, so it's easy when it comes back onto them. But Chris, what are your thoughts on the game and the two teams that of Spurs and United, and what do you think they're gonna end up come the end of the season?
Yeah, I still stand firm with my beliefs that Man United missed top 5, just because of obviously.
Ooh.
Do you know what? That's my opinion. Obviously, you lot can disagree. Some people have vision, others have sight. I'll just leave it as that. You know what
I don't
mean?
disagree.
What's it called?
I actually agree.
See, no, but this is it, man. Obviously, what's it called? We have to wait and see. They've very much got to, they've got to navigate the season with the midfield they have, and obviously the defense they have as well. As much as you lot are singing De Ligt's praises, I just want to highlight Mateus' first goal, where he rolled De Ligt and finished top corner. You know what I mean? So you have to take the rough with the smooth. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, in terms of Tottenham as well, these guys, man, they lack a little bit of creativity, like in terms of like being able to ask questions of the defense. Like it's actually a bit boggling sometimes, you know, because you can see what, I don't know, you can see the action that's needed to be made, but they don't necessarily do it, and it's always on the back foot. It's quite, but anyway, that's Tottenham, innit? They're Spursy, and I love watching them do what they do. It's brilliant for me, innit? You know, obviously week in, week out entertainment. Obviously, yeah, man. Whether they get into European places this year is remain to be seen. But I feel like they are Man United's competition this year, definitely.
I just have to cut in there and defend my boy De Ligt. Like in terms of United itself, before I defend De Ligt, in terms of United itself, like legitimately, I think it's going to be top 5. So I think that 5th spot is open, to be honest, for any other team. So I think United is still in with a chance of that. I'm not saying we're going to get it, but I think with the way the season has gone so far, it's so irregular that you actually don't know who's going to make that last spot for top 5. So I still think United, if they get their act together, can make it. Because if we're won our last two games, that'll be 4 points. That'll actually be second. So you know what I mean? So I think that 5th spot is there for the taking. Now to my boy De Ligt, I think he has been one of the best defenders in the league this season, period. Just because the team is suffering and we've been conceding, which I understand and I get, but the guy has actually been performing. He's been a standout performer. He's been a fighter. He's been a rock at the back. He had to suffer through Bayendier and Onana at the beginning of the season. FYI, I'm just going to say it. There's no way any defender is going to be made to look good with Onana and Bayendier at the back. This brother Onana, the same sales Lamens is making, Onana was letting through. So there's no way, even if you have the world's best defender, you're going to be looking good with Bayendier and Onana. Mind you, Lamens just came in from Sunderland. That's when we started winning. And that's when we haven't lost. Ever since Lamens came in, we haven't lost. That should tell you something. This guy was being made to look bad by his keeper, not him. If you actually look at him individually, like his performances, he's been a rock, to be honest. And he's actually been United's best defender by a mile. He's a leader because he can play that central centre-back, he can play that right centre-back. He's been good. And yes, you're saying he got rolled by
He's not got much to work with
like,
in terms of being the best Man United defender at the moment, has he?
Say what?
He's not got much to work with. You said he's been the best Man United defender. There's not much to really go off, is there? Like,
and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, like as a United fan, I'm not delusional. I know we've been crap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's got nothing else much going on besides that. There's nothing else much going. But recently, he got called back into the Netherlands squad. You know, so even his international coach can see the impact he's having. So I understand, you know, like whatever. But I think with the lid out, actually say, you know what? I'll defend him from criticism because I think he has been there fighting by himself with crap keepers. Now we've got a proper keeper. Now you can see him stepping up, doing his thing. Yes, we're conceding. We're conceding, but it's a back 3. It's not like a back 2 or whatever it is. I'm going to defend the lead on that one. It's just my feeling and the feeling of his international coach, by the way, that he's been playing well. So I'm just going to put it out there. But, you know, yeah.
Fair argument.
I mean, hey, that's the perfect
like
time
you,
to.
bro.
I said hey, no one's gonna defend it like that. But let's move on to the next game. For me, this was the most assured win of the weekend. I should have put all my money on it. Chelsea was gonna beat Wolves. I think Wolves are in a struggle. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what manager wants to take over that role because it's like you're walking into 11 games in, 2 points, no wins. You'd have to be a manager that really wants to probably get back. Probably maybe like an old manager or manager that wants to try and reprove himself. But Chelsea won convincingly 3-0 at home. The first little bit, it felt like a little bit Chelsea won IA or Wolves was going to do something, but it quickly turned into an easy win. Wolves didn't register a shot on target. This is everything you would need to know. Chelsea now second. Prince, I wouldn't say big result, but good result for Chelsea. And what do you think going on after the international break it can be improved for Chelsea?
But for me,
Big what?
Yeah, man, the tables turned,
You
didn't
kind
it?
of said big statement.
Word. No, man, the tables are turned. You see that? Big statement and reconnected. Aye.
I must have
Get
misheard
out of
that
here,
one. Man said
man.
big statement against
That man
Wolves.
said it's a big statement, you know. Like I heard that myself. So
Hey, boy, hey, listen. Hey, hopefully
Your
he gets back.
bigotry, Wolves lost.
Hey, almost as bad as you last week said. I said that was almost as bad as Gokowicz has arrived, and then he don't play next week. His plane must have flew back up.
Listen.
His
Yeah?
plane must have flew.
Just wait.
Hey, that Gokowicz plane must have flew back after it landed. Yeah, Prince, let you go.
Prince,
how am I
apparently
hearing
you have a big
Gokowicz?
statement there, bro. Apparently you made a big
Yeah,
statement.
big
Nah,
statement.
I'll say it because I'll say it was almost as bad. The big statement was almost as bad as the Gokowicz.
Apologies. As soon as it cut, I was like, "Oh, allow it now." Anyway, so as I was saying, it is a big statement because as we've seen previously.
Oh, double down.
No, I'm doubling
Double
down. It's a
down.
big statement.
Wow.
I'm doubling. It's a
Wow.
big statement from Chelsea because
Big-
as
big
we've shown
statement against Wolves.
consistency, we
Against
could have gone and
Wolves.
lost. We could have gone and drew.
If you went and drew and went and lost,
humble.
that would have
Be
been
humble.
a big statement.
Hey, be humble.
Be
Listen,
humble.
we literally. Hey, hold on. We literally just played Wolves in the cup and we only beat them 4-3. Why are you acting
But
like?
yeah, in the cup.
Yeah, but
Because it's a cup, and
guys,
your starters weren't
stop.
playing.
Listen,
Come on, man.
of course, we was expected to win, and I wasn't worried. But I still think it's a big statement for us to not concede a shot on target for starters. Look at the Man U fan pulling faces.
But they don't even have a manager.
minus
Wolves don't have
18
a
goal
manager.
difference,
They
bro.
ain't even got a manager. Do you even know who's on the sideline for them?
Chelsea, man.
Guys,
Do you
listen.
even know what the guy was called?
For me, it's a big statement, and a win is
Hey,
a win.
tell me the name
okay?
of the guy that was managing Wolves yesterday.
Huh?
Who's the manager? Who's on the sideline for them?
I don't know who that. Listen, look. Let me just
No one-
let me just talk about the game. First 30 minutes, we showed everything that I wanted to see from Maresca's type of Chelsea team, pressing the ball. We didn't actually get the ball in the back of the net, which was my concern. And I thought, at this point, the tide's turning. Listen, I'm an honest Chelsea fan. At points in games, I'm worried when I watch my team play. I'm not as consistent as Arsenal, and I'm not as I can't say that about Liverpool at the moment. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's a statement for us in the right direction. We did not concede a shot on target against a team that probably should have shots on target against us. Remember, this is the Chelsea we're talking about here as well. We're not talking about a dominant Chelsea that beats every team with consistency and class. We can see chances in games. So anyway, I'm happy with the win. João Pedro scores. Pedro Neto scores. Garnacho has a great performance. I'm happy. Moving on to the international break, we've got Burnley on the return. I'm happy with how we're doing. Don't be pulling faces and all that at me. Like Man U now moving all.
I want to ask a
Man U
legitimate
are
question.
moving
Hang
all
on,
high
no.
and mighty.
I'm not gonna come against you. I'm just gonna ask a legitimate question here, like legitimate. What
Please.
statement, right? I'm not trying to take the mick or whatever, but what statement do you think you're making?
You can't take the
Winning
mic. You
3-0.
definitely can't take the mic.
No,
so don't worry about that.
I'm not. That's why I said I'm not. But I'm legitimately asking,
Yeah,
like,
good.
what statement do you think you're making against a Wolves team which has minus 18 goal difference, 2 points only, right? Is this statement actually going to say anything about Chelsea moving forward? Do you actually think that?
I'm watching the performance of my players and how we played in that game. For me, it's a statement for the philosophy that Maresca is trying to implement into the team. I'm not here saying, like Tristan said previously, is Chelsea revealing themselves or whatever Tristan was saying about Gokowicz and whatnot. That's not what I'm saying. But for me, in the performance in the Chelsea game, for the inconsistencies that I've seen previously, I feel like it was a statement performance.
That's crazy.
Give my reasoning, man.
That's
Listen.
crazy.
And don't worry, we're still
crazy.
going to finish above Liverpool this season,
Using
so everything's
Wolves
cool.
as a measuring stick is bananas.
I said that at the start, and I'm sticking by it. We're still going to finish above Liverpool.
Hey, we got a bet on
Wolves,
it, don't we?
Wolves won a game this season.
You don't bet. That's wrong.
As Wolves
Yeah,
won
these are
won a
wrong.
game this season,
Exactly.
and you're using them as a measuring stick.
What did Tristan
That,
say? I can't
my
hear.
friend,
What did
is
Tristan
says
say?
you can't
He's
take this.
cut out.
But sorry, Josh, I've lost my train of thought. But does
big statement.
Chelsea's in terms of Chelsea, do you think that form, like you're talking about that top 5 for Man United, do you think that worries you in terms of Chelsea being a strong competitor, or do you think it's all good? It's all good with Chelsea. You're not too worried about them too tough.
Did you say
To
top
be
5?
fair, I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, top 5.
We're top
Yeah, they
four.
said they were going to be top 5.
No, we're going to be top 4. Sorry,
No,
carry
it's
on.
top 5, bro. Hang
Chelsea.
on. All right. My thing, anyway, I think from the beginning of the season, I've always said, like, my top 4 was always going to be Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. And Chelsea were always
Okay,
going to be
good.
part of that. I think that they've got just enough quality in the squad altogether and a decent enough coach that they'll actually make it. So I think the team that actually fighting for that last spot, in my opinion, Newcastle, United, Villa, and maybe another outside contender who was going to show themselves out in the season, and Spurs. So I think those are the other teams fighting for that last spot. So for me, Chelsea was always going to make it. I think it's just been interesting this season to see Chelsea's inconsistency, but every other team around Chelsea as well, Man U included, has been inconsistent as well. So at the moment, it's hard to tell until I think when we're 15 games in, maybe 20, we can see exactly where we're going. But Chelsea, for me, are always going to make the Champions League. So I think they are safe in the Champions League era. So from a United perspective, I wish we were in a position like Chelsea where we know we'll make the top 4, for example.
Yeah. To be honest, I think it's in the long run, Chelsea fans or Chelsea might not see it, but it's actually been good for them that Cole Palmer's been injured because it's allowed other players to try and make and do something like they have, not just we got Palmer, we'll let him do it. So when he comes back, hopefully that will enhance him. But Chelsea's real test is going to come after the international when they got Barca and Arsenal back to back. That's going to be their real. Have they got the squad to do it? Have they got the players to do it? That's going to be their real test. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out after the international break. But going on to our next game, I personally wanted to do this game because I'm like, we all got to hold our hands up and go, my bad.
Yeah, we do.
Pretty much everyone had Brentford going down, and we all literally had like he was going to be the first manager sacked.
Yeah, Tristan didn't.
I can pull it up.
Which manager?
Pull out.
Which manager is this?
Pull out. I told you, some people have vision,
Keith Andrews.
others have sight. You man have sight.
When we done our pre-season thing, we literally pretty much everyone said Brentford was going to go down. He was going to be one of the first managers sacked. Like, I was one of those that was like, I didn't see it. They lost literally everybody. I didn't see them having much. But after the first look at shaky performances, he's got them going. He's got them in the right position. He's got some big wins out of it. And now when they've gone and beat Newcastle as well, I'm pretty convinced they deserved it well more than Newcastle. They literally dominated the game, dominated the set pieces. Probably may have had two pens, only got one, but they end up winning 3-1 against Newcastle. Tris, does this result show you that it's not safe in the Premier League, whoever you're playing? Like for Newcastle, they probably thought we could go away, get a good win against Brentford, but it shows you that no team is safe to go play in the Premier League.
Agreed, very much so. There is far too much talent in the Premier League at this moment in time to be thinking you've got an easy game. I feel like certain people like Jerome end up thinking about the badge more than what you actually see on the pitch. You know what I mean? If you look at what you see on the pitch, you wouldn't be surprised like why Brentford are able to get a result. But they've been getting scalps here and there this season. You know what I mean? Obviously, they've got some very formidable weapons in that long throw, and obviously they are not afraid to use it in any way, shape or form, which is obviously it's dangerous. But I wanted to say one thing about Brentford. Obviously you spoke about earlier of how about people expected them to go down and there wasn't much hope. Brentford are very much like a less glamorous version of Brighton in terms of they lose someone, they bring someone in straight away. Like they've been doing this for a long time. You look at how they've managed to replace Ivan Toney, Hopkins, now their manager. This is what they do. They're a very, very well-oiled machine, and they will continue, I think, to be in the Premier League for a long time. Obviously, man, they've got some good players, and I imagine a few of them will be gone this summer, innit? But in terms of Newcastle, this is poor, man. If you look at their form at the moment, they're not too far from the bottom, which is a bit scary. I imagine, obviously, last year challenging for European places, and one player goes, and then, well, I suppose obviously they lost Elliot Anderson as well, didn't they? So, but even still, there's a few players
they
gone.
lost the season before.
Yeah.
But even still, like they've what's it called? They're not managing to what's it called to make wins essentially to turn the game around, and it's a bit concerning for them. Obviously, I don't know what their solution is at the moment, but at this moment in time, it's very big for them.
Right. Yeah, like I said, good props to Brentford. It was a good signing. Like you can see, they haven't tried to change much. They just changed the players. They've still got like Sade. He's coming into here. Ottawa is like them two are basically like your Wissa
And
and Bremer was replacement, and now they got either like an Ivan Toney type replacement through the middle again, which they probably wanted last season, but he was injured. But credits to Brentford. Come to you, Josh, quickly. Newcastle's away form is absolutely dreadful. They drew their first 3 and they've lost their last 3 away from home. What do you think it is with them away from home at the moment where they can't buy a win or they just can't do anything? And the 3 draws were all 0-0s as well. So they've just been absolutely terrible away from home.
I think what you find in Newcastle is even when they're home, they win because of persistence, not necessarily because of good attacking play. So because St. James' Park is rocking, it's behind them, it's a powerhouse. They feel the burn. They're able to push, whatever. The real tragedy for me lies in between that. Last year they depended on Isak. So what they'll do is they'll put a long ball forward or they'll put one ball on the ground. Isak would run onto it with pace and would finish. Now what they have is they have someone who needs the ball in Watermada, and their wingers are not good enough to actually supply. So on the left side, they always have someone who wants to shoot in and score. So they either have Harvey Barnes or they have Gordon, who's going to become cutting inside to score. On the right side, they're having someone who can actually create. So they have Jacob Murphy and Ilanga, who are average, in my opinion. And at this level, you can't be having average wingers who tries to create. So Jacob Murphy, if he doesn't create, Ilanga comes on, who can't create for them as well at the moment. And that's what it is. So they actually have no attacking threat because they're set up well, but they actually have no attacking threat if they don't feed Waddle out of the ball. So that's what they need to do. I think they need just to work on their wingers, their wing play essentially, to start creating more chances because they don't create chances. That's essentially what it is. At home, it's different because if the home crowd is on you for 90 minutes, you're going to feel the need to keep on going. So that's how they always win. Without that added additional factor of the 12th man of the crowd, when they're away from home and they can't create, they found lacking.
Yeah. I also think, like you said, the wingers, I don't think the wingers are good enough. I think Isak made up for them not having great wingers because he's like, he could come in, take the shot, score. Whereas now, like you said, they have a striker that needs service and they don't provide service much and they don't score much. So it's like, what are they doing? But my also think is Champions League. It ruined them 2 years ago, and I think Champions League is ruining them again. They don't have the squad. So do you think, Prince, for this season, this is going to be Newcastle just because they don't have the depth in squad to be able to cope with playing like in the midweek as well, especially that midfield?
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree. It has to be the European football that's messed them up because at the start of the season, I didn't actually have them being this bad to start off the season. I thought Newcastle having that home form would be able to just carry that on away as well. But I want to highlight people like Elanga and Gordon. I know Gordon was injured, so he couldn't play today. But even for the start of this season, Gordon has not displayed what we've seen previously of Gordon, and maybe the loss of Isak is an important part of that. But I'm worried about Gordon for his England spot because, as we discussed previously, that left wing spot is up for grabs in England, and I don't know if Gordon has or will do enough to get it. Elanga was signed this summer. I thought Elanga would come in and hit the ground running. Elanga can't even catch minutes at the moment. He's coming on as like a super sub and not really having much impact. And similar to what Josh said as well, when we're talking about creative and the aspect of that side, they're almost relying on Bruno Guimaraes to be the forefront of scoring and assisting because he's contributed quite a bit towards that as well. But yeah, I'm concerned for Newcastle. I didn't think they'd be this bad. I didn't think they'd struggle this much, but I can't see it improving. And I don't know if they'll be able to make the signings because I'm pretty sure that other than the signings they made off the back of the Isak loss, I feel like they've got difficulties with their financial situation. Or I know they've got money as ownership, but the financial fair play and stuff like that, is there not difficulties with that?
Yeah, but I think they should be quite good now because they sold Isak. Because remember, when you buy, you don't have to. It doesn't. When you sell, you can say you've made all of that. When you buy it, even though they bought 2 strikers, they all say they only paid like 20 mil this year, so they should be in a decent position because they just got 150 mil sell. So they should. I was thinking, but like I said, I think they rely too much on Tonali, Linton.
Yeah, they do.
And Guimaraes, them guys are all energy. They've got fin. It's like once they play Wednesday, now I need them to play Sunday. It's like, yeah, but you need to be able to rotate, like especially that midfield, and if the next player to come in is Lewis Miley, a 19-year-old that he might have been signed, but you don't know what you're gonna get from a 19-year-old. Like they've literally got them cells of Anderson, like you said, even Sean Longstaff is like, yeah, he's not the greatest, but maybe you come do a job against you're playing Brentford. He could come do a job for a game. Like they've literally got no one in the midfield to be able to rotate in and out. So it's literally, and I think Joe Linton got injured after 20 minutes today. So hopefully it's not a long one, but we'll see how they cope after the international break. All right, boys, let's move quickly, quick fire round. And then we'll get to our last three. So Prince, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. Aston Villa 4-0 winners today. Quite impressive against Bournemouth. What's your quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, had Aston Villa not in my recollection of doing anything well this season, they've actually picked up good results. Shout out to Wendy, Redemption. He's back doing his thing. So yeah, a big performance against a tough Bournemouth side who have been picking up results this season, but 4-0 clean sheet is a big one.
Trist.
Sorry, can I just add to that? Sorry, real quick.
Yeah,
I just want to say it's not a coincidence that Amadou Onana is back and they're playing this well again. I think he's been missing in that midfield, and him being back has revitalized him as well. So
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Trist, Everton, Fulham. Everton winners again. 2-0 winners. What do you make of that?
2-1.
Guys, no
Sorry. It's all. Do you know what? It's all that carbon, isn't it? My bad. You didn't have to go laugh at that. Though. You could
That's
just
got to
let
be
it
the
slide.
teaser, for this whole thing. That's the
Yeah.
teaser.
Hey,
do that.
bro,
You didn't have to do with
I'm
that.
trying to say silent, but bro.
I was tempted,
You didn't have
bro.
to do
Guy
with that.
laughed at that. I just lost.
Go
have to do
on,
with that.
Trist.
Hey, I'm gonna try and cut this out.
No, put that as the
Yeah,
teaser.
because I was like, bro. Because, bro, I was like, because it was late as well at our end, so I was like, what? Hey, bro. Hey, allow it.
Yeah, 2-0 Everton. It was
But Everton Fulham, man. Everton got the job done. 2-0 victory.
Are you ready?
Who's doing this one?
Hello.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, go.
So that's man, 2-0 Everton. That was it's a fantastic performance from them. What was it called? They could have scored 5 goals. Yeah, man, three goals offside. It's unfortunate for them. Fulham, not too sure what they're on right now. Yeah, it feels like they don't really have a lot to play for at this moment in time, so they're just like kind of coasting. Yeah, man, fantastic performance for Everton. Hopefully they can build upon that and go again next week. Well, not next week, after the international break.
Yeah, but they got, like you just said, Fulham, they're only 1 point above relegation. I think they'll be safe. They got to keep an eye on that one. Josh, I'll come to you. West Ham United Burnley. West Ham came down. They were 1-0 down. I thought it might be another tough one for them, but they managed to bring it back. They win the game comfortably in the end. What are your thoughts on West Ham? And is Nuno finally got them back on track?
Yeah, I think for the last few weeks, you can see Nuno kind of experimenting. He's been doing different formations, different players, and different systems. I think for me, their best lineup actually has Wilson up front and Bowen kind of playing off Wilson to make those kind of runs as well. Shout out to Matías Fernandes. He played a fantastic game. Souček did as well, but Matías Fernandes, for me personally, was the one who actually raised the ante. So I think Nuno will get it right with the West Ham squad, but I think they need to invest in him as well to make that happen. I think this was the best game for him to actually go into with, the whatever squad he wanted to see if it'll work. So still going to be, up for debate to see what they're going to do. Burnley, they're just Burnley. I think they're going to be just above the relegation zone, maybe in it as well. Who knows? So I don't see anything special coming from Burnley as well.
Oh, hopefully he's got another 2 weeks, Nuno, to work with. But moving on to another team with a new manager, Trist, Nottingham Forest leads. Forest managed to win it 3-1. Do you think, again, like Sean Dyche is starting to implement and finally, and maybe got that thing of Forest back from last season?
You've asked me at a very bad time, starting to reconnect. But yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
Nottingham Forest, they're starting to lay down the foundation for Sean Dyche to be able to do what he needs to do. Yeah, hopefully they can get more performances like this.
Lost them there.
Obviously seeing certain players back on
in terms of Forest and Leeds, I think Sean Dyche will always get them back or always build a good structure base and they can build off there. It's probably going back to a little bit of what they had last season, maybe not as powerful and not as potent, but I think they'll be able to, especially now he's got international breaks, gets another week and 2 weeks to work, find the tactics, the right players, the right people to be there.
Sorry, I got kicked out. He wasn't rating my thing.
Yeah, I was just saying that I think the next 2 weeks will be great for Sean Dyche to get his tactics right and get them right where he thinks they can start to hurt teams again. If I come to you, Trist, then for the last game of the weekend, Palace versus 0-0. I thought there might be goals in this, but it didn't seem that way. What are your thoughts in terms of both teams?
To be honest, it was a big result for both teams. Obviously, yeah, man, staying relatively above water. As Prince said earlier today, it was apparently it was a very, very exciting 0-0. Apparently, yeah, this it's a little derby for them, isn't it? So it must have been a bit of spice. But yeah, man, what's it called? It's a point for both teams. Keep it moving, innit?
Yeah. I think both teams probably just wanted to get out of that game without doing too much, like especially Palace after their European. But yeah, that concludes this week's
I
games.
just want to say, like, even though Tristan might be saying something good about both teams, it seems like he's mocking them. Like, apparently, it's a derby for them, you know. Like,
Yeah, trust.
Yeah, you don't rate them too. But yeah,
I rate
as we got
Palace. I
two,
rate Palace.
yeah,
Brighton,
yeah.
not
As we
so
got
much.
2 weeks before the next games, let's do the coming up with the next game week. I wouldn't say there's too many big games, but there's a couple that's going to be interesting, and we all know what the biggest one is. But yeah, a little one. But hey, we'll come to that. Let's finish off with that. But some of the other games that are coming up, Liverpool versus Forest. For me, my point of view, that's a must win. You have to win. But I know Sean Dyche is going to come with the nastiest low block we've seen in a while. He's going to come with something that we've seen in time. So we got to figure that out because it's not going to be pretty. And he's going to have 2 weeks to prepare for that one game. So I think Slot's got to get his tactics right. He's got to get the thing out. We're at home. It's 3 p.m. kickoff. Like, we just got to go do the job, get back on winning, and see where it takes us. There's nothing much more that we need to say or what we do. We just need to go win it. Come to you, Josh, quickly. Man United, Everton, when we come back from the international, what are your thoughts and feelings of going against Everton?
it's a must win for United. We can't have 3 draws in a row. I think we have to keep this unbeaten record. So I do think we're going to win, to be fair, to be after the international break. We don't have midweek games after that as well. So it's going to be like a 3-1 win for United, I feel. And I think we should make the most of Mbeumo and Armour before they go.
Yeah,
Do
AFCON
Man
after
United have
international break is going to be crazy.
midweek games in general? sorry. Like, Man United don't have midweek games in general.
Yeah, and this is my point. Like, I know you're trying to mock me, but no, I'm going to answer
Sorry.
you,
Is it?
with some decorum.
Hey, I didn't
Okay,
even
I'm going to
quote
say
them.
something with some decorum, all right? We have no excuse not to give our all because we don't have midweek. You know what I'm saying? So we should give our all to make sure that we actually win this game because we don't have to worry about midweek. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. And yeah, when the FA Cup comes back, we're going to have some midweek games. But for now,
AFCON's going to... AFCON might change the whole landscape of the Premier League. Arsenal, but I think Arsenal is the only team where Arsenal ain't got no players.
None.
None that I can think of.
No.
None. I don't think Chelsea do.
Nope.
Yeah, man. Like,
City do, but Marmoush ain't really been played. And Bremer's going to be a problem.
But the other thing is, when
Sunderland's
Bremer
gonna be a
goes, right,
problem.
I'm sad, but I then remember, like, Onana is his goalkeeper, so he might be back sooner than expect. So, yeah, we never know.
AFCON start?
It's
So the
December,
24th
like,
of December, I think, somewhere there.
24th.
Oh,
I
wow.
know Salah's trying to go later. He's trying to go like after like the Brighton game instead of
How can
before.
you can't
Why?
do
Because
that,
he wants to
surely.
play like Champions League.
Champions League.
No, it's Champions League and stuff because they want him to come early to do like preparation, and I think he's trying to say, but these games will prepare me more than coming to do some training, some early training sessions.
Fair enough.
But that's what I mean. That's what I think from like game week 15, some teams might be gone. Game week 15, game week 14, depends on it.
I think Brighton. Sorry,
That Christmas
no.
period, yeah, it's a lot.
Sunderland play Liverpool
They're going on 16, maybe.
before
Nah,
then.
15, like game week 15, they might be gone.
Yeah,
So
man.
16 is
sorry,
from the 13th of December to the 15th. I think that's the last weekend before the AFCON starts.
Yeah, so like some of them might be gone earlier than that.
Some,
to do, like,
yeah,
training sessions.
Yeah.
But it all depends on the team. But yeah, next game, Newcastle City. Newcastle at home, 5:30 kickoff. Prince, what are your thoughts in terms of can Newcastle bounce back? How do you think City, can they keep up that momentum? That's going to be a tough game for them, especially at St James's Park.
Yeah, no, Newcastle obviously need a bounce back, and I think they'll take a draw happily. But we know going to St James's Park is not always going to be easy for any club. But the way City are firing, if they're going to keep this chase to Arsenal, I expect them to win easily.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a real tough test for Man City and see how they can do. Newcastle, maybe they get that Joe Leighton back. Even Wissa, I'm still here. Is he meant to? Well, Wissa might come back and then leave them again.
Yeah,
this guy is just earning. He might come back and then go AFCON. Probably that's where they got injured as well because they took him when he had no preseason. Took him and hamstring was gone. But hey,
good.
The game that everyone's game of the weekend, 4:30 Sunday, Arsenal versus Tottenham. Tristan, give us your thoughts on what you think is going to happen in terms of that game and looking forward to ahead to it.
I'm very excited. See, this is a fixture that bodes well for us. We've got a good record, particularly at home. Yeah, man. So let's roll, man. Let's see what happens. You man are gonna be watching, keeping your eyes peeled, hoping for drop points. I'm hoping to deny you that, man. Come back with next week with a smile on my face, man. It should be we have to wait and see, man. It should be a good time. It should be a good time.
Do you any of you two have any thoughts? Do you think Tottenham could do any damage towards Arsenal, or even maybe win the game, or do you think it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to be an Arsenal?
Done.
Fortunately, with London, that week is going to be stupid because Arsenal's going to win. So yeah, it's just it is what it is.
No one's even giving Tottenham a chance.
Not at all.
Not this Spursy side. Now. Listen, they were 2-1 against United. Now Richardson moved the shirt. He cried. He had 7 different celebrations to. Nah, man, no chance. No chance.
Nah, I think like we said with Tottenham, they can't create unless somehow Madison's done for the season, but Kulusevski ain't had nothing, so they got no, and then it's like they even got Solanke. Yeah, there's nothing in their attack.
Yeah, if Arsenal can pick up a red card that game, maybe it makes it interesting, but nah, that's a win. That's a win.
Yeah, they got nothing. I don't see unless they come with some next
well with red cards,
that
man.
Arsenal ain't expecting. But yeah, man. We'll conclude it there. Hopefully, we'll see what the next game week brings. We'll be back as always. Like I said, like we say, look, every match day will be here. Big thanks to Prince, always here. He's showing us the support. He's happy Chelsea are on a good run. Thank you to Josh as well. He's doing his bit, and he's all happy. 5 wins unbeaten. Hey, let's see if man you can keep it going.
Sorry.
Hey, it's 5 games unbeaten. I didn't say wins.
I'm
5 games unbeaten.
To both of them.
They might get to the win soon.
Win this weekend.
Hey, listen.
Sometimes
sorry.
Listen to me, right? We've been in the trenches, bro. We've been in the trenches. So for me personally, like I said, this is a game we just lost. So even though it's a draw, I'm not going to be disappointed because we're actually moving. We're actually going forward. From 15th to whatever we're doing now, it's working. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Arsenal drew this weekend, but they're still 4 points clear. They look like they're going to keep rolling. We'll see how the international breaks treats them and how we come back. Look, it's international break. Anything can happen. We don't wish nothing on no one, but hey, anything can happen and we come back.
Why didn't you say something about Liverpool? Say something about Liverpool.
Nah, man. Hey, I'm letting you guys. You guys are the thing. I don't know word. Look, we're going. What I say about Liverpool is we're about to go. We're gonna go enjoy the next. We're November, December, January, February, March.
Here we go.
We're going the next 6 months. I'm gonna enjoy being a champion, and then we'll see what's after that. That's all I gotta worry about. The Premier League. Hey, that's not nothing for me to worry about this season.
That's nasty work.
We'll be back after the international break. Hey, we'll see what happens. Arsenal Tottenham's going to be interesting. Maybe if Tottenham can get that win, maybe City close the gap. We'll see, but we'll see what surprises come up then. But just remember, it's never over until you've had the last call with us, guys.
FC.